Hello, Allen Giants, Marion Giants, anyone else that stumbles across this video on YouTube. It's Mr. McHenry, and I'm here with you to build upon your knowledge of measurement. I have the tough challenge of following Mrs. Vermillion's measurement lesson, so I'm a little nervous. But I'm ready to teach you about a new unit of measurement from the metric system. We're going to be talking about centimeters and meters today. And those will help us measure items accurately with a different unit of measurement. Now, to teach this lesson, I've had to be a little sneaky around my house. So can you keep a secret? I'm serious. Can you keep a secret? Okay. Well, first thing is I've encountered a challenge. I don't have a ruler at home. But what did Mrs. Vermillion say you could use if you didn't have a ruler? That's right. She said you could use a tape measure. But this isn't my tape measure. It belongs to my wife. And I need to get it back to her construction area really quick. So can you promise we'll keep this lesson quick? I knew you'd like that. And another secret will come in just a little bit. But are you ready to get started talking about this new unit of measurement, the centimeter and the meter? They both come from the metric system. You ready to get started? Okay. Okay. Hey, shared my screen really fast. Feel proud of myself. Some of these are review. Measurement. What is measurement? Well, measuring something is the process of measuring it in order to obtain a result expressed in numbers. This week our numbers will be expressed in centimeters. Okay, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Now I wish I could train my dog Haas to hold a tape measure like that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Unless I put a treat inside the tape measure, then maybe he'd hold it with his mouth. Length. Now length is how long something is. The length of something is the amount that it measures from one end to the other. Okay? On the longest side. They're seeing how long their office is, I guess. Although somehow he ends up in a circle. This GIF is very confusing to me. Ruler. I don't have one, but I know that a lot of you do at home. A ruler is a long, flat piece of wood, metal, or plastic with straight edges marked in inches or centimeters. Rulers are used to measure things, and they're very helpful when you need to draw straight lines, just like Mrs. Vermillion talked about last week. Now we're going to talk about the metric system, okay? We talk about meters a lot, and whenever we talk about meters in our society, I always think of the 100-meter dash, which you see in the Olympics. And this is one of the United States female Olympic athletes running a 100-meter dash and coming across the finish line. She looks excited, so she must be placing first. Anyway, the metric system is a system of measurements based on the meter. For example, 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. Well, let's take a look at our tape measure or ruler so that we understand. On the top, you see the inches. Those should look very familiar. Okay, that's what we talked about last week. And Mrs. Vermillion hinted at the numbers on the other side. Now for my tape measure, I don't have to flip it over, but for your ruler, you'll have to flip it over. These are centimeters, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way across. And you notice that centimeters are small and they're a lot closer together. And 100 of them makes a meter. That's about as long as the desk that I'm sitting at. 100 meters, about as long as my lovely curtain background. 100 centimeters, and that's 1 meter. A meter is about as wide as your refrigerator. That's 1 meter. Or a longer desk. Oh, here's my dog. Shh. That's the next secret. He doesn't know what I've got. Spoiler, it's his toy. Okay. Now, a meter is 100 centimeters, and it's about as wide as your refrigerator. And there are about 100 meters in a football field from the end of the end zone to the other end zone. And we use meters to measure height, length, or depth. Sorry, I got a little distracted by my dog, but we're going to keep going. Centimeter. We noticed from my tape measure, centimeters are very small. You can't even see the number 1 past this metal for the tape measure. That's how small 1 centimeter is. In fact, centimeters are so small that they're about half the width of a penny. That is crazy small, but we know that there are 100 centimeters in a meter. And just please pretend that inches aren't there. I forgot to delete it, and I apologize. Whoops. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and measure. But before we do, we must measure something together. My dog's toy. How many centimeters long do you think this Kong toy is? Interesting. I think it's probably about 8 centimeters. Let's see. So I'm going to hold it this end where I'm starting. We're going to stop. I've got it lined up behind, and it's somewhere between, oh, it looks like it's about 9 centimeters, stopping right here. 9 centimeters. How was your guess? Was it close? Okay, now let's measure some things that make me think of Mrs. Satterley's classroom. Her theme's about the ocean. These are pirate-themed items to measure. Here we go. First one is a pirate's hat. Now you'll notice that our centimeter ruler starts at 0 on the line. But where does it end? Yes, it ends at 6 centimeters, right on the line that says 6. Now we can abbreviate centimeters by saying cm. cm. Very good. Okay. A treasure map. A treasure map. How long is this treasure map? Take a look. We see we're lined up at 0, and we're lined up at the end here. It looks like this stops at how much? Let's see. 15 centimeters. Very good. It's always important to make sure one end is at 0, the other end is at our ending number for how long our object is. And in this case, it's 15 centimeters. Okay, now this object is also lined up on 0, and it comes to 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. The treasure chest. Wonder what's in there. And finally, a bonus term, height. Height, where we talk about how tall something is. So this ruler is flipped. I'm going to turn my head. We're on 0, and we're going to see how many centimeters tall or high this barrel is. Stops on 12 centimeters. When we line it up with 0, and we move to see how tall it is, we can see that it stops at 12 centimeters, and this barrel is 12 centimeters tall or 12 centimeters high. And the bonus word there is height, for telling us how tall an object is. So, my challenge to you is to measure objects around your house. Maybe you'll measure a pen. Maybe you'll measure your parents' phone. Maybe you'll measure how long your dog's tail is. I might do that after this, although I don't think he's going to like it very much. So, that is our challenge to you. And when you come to your teacher's lessons next week, tell them something that you have measured around your house or around your yard outside. And let us know. Message your teacher. Tell them what you're measuring. I'm looking at a sandal in my closet right now. I'm going to go measure that as soon as this lesson's over. I want you to know that we miss you and that we cannot wait until a time when we can see you. We hope that you're doing well, and keep riding with giant pride wherever you are, Allen Giants. See ya.